Right, I'm here to talk today about a kind of pole float that I've come to love over the last 12 months. And it's called a Bobbie. Now, why is it called a Bobbie?
Mainly because I had a big part in making them, Tom. So
Right, it wasn't Bob Nudd then?
It wasn't Bob Nudd, although Bob Nudd I bet could make a lovely float as well.
I'll tell you what I like about them, mate. I love a slim pattern of float, as a lot of people do as well. But I find it very hard to get one that stands up to the rigours of commercial fishing.
Yes.
But also with a tip that's sort of visible and buoyant enough to dot right down.
Yes, and it's super vibrant paint on these tips as well, Tom. You can probably tell, like, even though it's quite low light today because it's winter, you know, we went for like a super vibrant paint just so you could see them in all lights. And this time, a lot of the time, you want to use slim tip floats, but you're better off using something you can actually see, aren't you?
Well, tell us the Bobbie story then. How come you developed these? How did it happen?
Well, I don't really like making really many rigs, to be honest.
Right.
Like, if I can avoid making rigs, I will. So I wanted a float that I could put on some 017 or 019 lines, say in the summer, and use them for my meat fishing, pellet fishing, fishing with corn, fishing in the edge, fishing short, fishing on a long pole. And I just feel like they're a good shape. You know, they are a slim float, but they have got a little bit of body to them as well. So you can fish them if it's a little bit windy. You can fish them in the wind. If it's perfect conditions, they're slim enough that you can fish them in that as well. And yeah, just a super versatile float. Quite a short tip as well, which I quite like, because I feel like when you're fishing with pellets especially, I like my float to set quite quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I like quite a short tip. You know, fishes really quick, really effectively, and yeah, good for a number of baits as well. I fish them with maggots plenty of times.
Yeah,
no problems. I know you like to use them for like deep water silverfish fishing.
Love
at
it.
times.
Messingham sands, mate. They're brilliant because they are deep. You know, the top 4 or deeper at the lakes, and you can dot these right down, still see them in the low winter light.
Yeah.
And even though it's a 2mm bristle, which is a lot thicker than I would.
1.8, Tom.
Is that all it is?
1.8. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then.
Someone should.
That's that cameraman. He's misinforming me. Look at him.
Rob.
1.8mm bristle. You can still see them. So,
yeah, great, aren't they? Yeah, such a, like I say, super versatile flight, just for a bit of everything.
Yeah,
great.
And very sensitive as well. So obviously I only use the carbon ones. I don't really like wire stem floats. But what do you use the wire ones for?
I like the wire ones, especially in like poorer conditions, and if you're fishing somewhere deep. I think at Messingham, I think they'd be good on like a especially windy day, say.
Right. Okay.
Or I used these here last winter if I was fishing with pellets, or if I was like fishing, say, bread.
Yeah.
Bread up against the bank, just because a lot of people when they fish bread, they have like 3 or 4 shots right underneath the float. Whereas I'd rather just fish. This is just a little 0.15. You know, you can get that right, super bright tip as well on the wire stems, and yeah, just perfect for dobbing bread. So, just you can use them for pretty much anything. It's great, isn't it?
There is one thing though we've just spotted. The 0.1 gram is a big float.
It's a big 0.1, that one. I'm gonna have to have a chat with the guy that does the pad printing on those ones.
I think maybe the zero's in the wrong place.
Maybe a slight misprint on that one.
That's it. But no, they're an awesome pattern, mate, and I must say I've really enjoyed using them. And so yeah, well done on developing them.
Thanks very much, Tom.
Stunning floats.
Cheers.